Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about UFC 300. I'm Bear Evans, your host with Lil Mike Fight Night, and we're going to be talking about Pieta versus Jamal Hill, main event for the super light heavyweight bout. Give y'all some background really quickly. Jamal Hill used to be the light heavyweight champion of the world. He suffered an Achilles tendon rupture while playing basketball. He got sidelined. He actually went ahead and vacated his belt, an extremely honorable thing to do. Him and Yuri Prochazka both had similarities with that actions. They were both light heavyweight champions, got injured, and they actually relinquished their belts, let the division have room, let it start to move instead of holding up the division. So, now, Alex Pieta versus Yuri Prochazka. They fought. Pieta had an amazing performance. Knocked out Yuri, ended the fight, finished him. Now he's going to be fighting Jamal Hill. This is Jamal Hill's first fight coming back since his Achilles rupture. Now, our boy Joe Rogan's going to pop up maybe somewhere like around here or something, and he's going to talk about his thoughts on this. Let's go ahead and play the
I'm so interested in Jamal Hill and Pieta.
Yeah.
I'm so interested in that fight. I am so interested in that fight.
Do you think his Achilles is straight?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I would assume it is. Otherwise, he wouldn't be jumping back in. I know it was more than 8 months. He
Is that
what they say it takes?
How many months ago did Jamal Hill injure his Achilles? Okay, so this was in July. So August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, 8. Ooh, I'd like to.
That's right on the limit.
I'd like to have a little more.
And we don't know. I would assume he's had to be on the BPCs and the.
No, you can't. You can't.
Even as an injury.
No, you can't.
So they can't even get permission to use
No,
that.
you can do stem cells. They can do PRP. They can do a lot of things. It's so silly. Yeah. Well, god damn, it would suck if he came in at 70%.
Yeah.
Not 100.
Because he's going to need to be 100.
Because if they, the thing is, there's got to be a lot of pressure to be UFC 300.
Yeah.
And you might be, I could do it. I don't know. I'm hoping it's 100%. I just hope they for sure got him some stem cells.
Okay, guys, so you heard that. Little interesting, Joe Rogan obviously is UFC company man. He's a huge part. He's a vital part to the UFC. And for him just to come out and be like, hey, UFC 300, marquee event. Jamal Hill, his Achilles is, fucking 8 months, 9 months fresh. Is he going to be 70%? That is a pretty big deal in terms of affecting stockholders or shareholders, right? You get that type of news, let's say if it was a business or an IPO, you're going to drop that value down a little bit, the evaluation, right, of a UFC 300. So I know that's going to get some people thinking. Another thing I wanted to go ahead and throw in there, it's like looking up online, let's see here. I was like, hey, how long does an Achilles rupture tendon take to heal? Rehabilitation programs for Achilles ruptures may take up to 6 months for return to low-impact activities. But for higher-impact activities like soccer, football, the word UFC or mixed martial arts is not in here. It may be possible after an entire 9 months. So that's saying, hey, after 9 months, playing soccer might be possible. They're not saying, hey, you're going to be able to fight for the light heavyweight championship of the world in, 8 to 9 months. So I'd love to see how this plays out. Of course, Jamal Hill has all the resources in the world. He's got the UFC PI. He's a successful man. He was the champion. He's got those pay-per-view points. Obviously, he can get stem cells and things like that. But I just wish him the best. The other thing I wanted to go ahead and throw out there is, when it comes to this fight card, Alex, he is a draw, but I wish, and I know I put a video about this, but I just wish it was for someone different for UFC 300. Like, he should be fighting Tom Aspinall or something. I think that would be really exciting for UFC 300. I think Jamal versus Pieta is a great fight, all in all, like, absolutely. But what do you think about this? I'm just talking about, like a consumer predictions, like when at price points for when they're more likely to buy something. Let's say something's $25 versus $24.99. 70% more people are going to be attracted to the $24.99, even though it's only 1 penny, or versus free shipping versus not free shipping and all that. Well, I think for UFC 300, how they could package it differently. Hear me out here, guys. Just close your eyes and think about this fight. Okay? Okay, guys, UFC 300 headlining Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway for the BMF freaking title, okay? Co-main event, Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill for the light heavyweight championship of the world. And then for the women's strawweight, we got freaking, why can't I think about who's fighting right now? Weili versus Jan. I'm so sorry, Weili. I'm just, I couldn't think right now. But yeah, so check that out. Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway, BMF, Pereira versus Hill, light heavyweight championship. You got freaking Weili versus Jan for the women's championship. That to me sounds like a stacked fucking card. What are y'all's thoughts on that, y'all? What if they were just to tweak, put the third fight to number 1, drop the rest down? Do you think that would make UFC 300 sound that much more enticing? This is supposed to be a commemorative anniversary marquee type event. I believe their prelims is the most stacked prelims I've ever seen. It's better than most UFC fight nights. It's better than a lot of UFC pay-per-views out there. I think the prelims are incredibly stacked. I think the main card is awesome. Do I wish it just had a little bit more pizzazz or maybe worded differently? Absolutely. But Dana White really, I felt like dropped the ball on this. I know I made a video on this already too, so I'm not going to touch on the same things, but it's like he kept saying, hey, we're trying to make this happen, that happen, and all this shit fell through, and it's like, it makes me think, does he have any more surprises up his sleeve? I think it's too soon for him to have surprises up his sleeve because it's like, a freaking week and a half away. But I really do believe that if they just would have switched, the titles around how I'm talking about, it would have sounded that much more exciting. Yes, I'm not taking away anything from the card or the fighters. I'd pay to see all 6 of them fight any day of the year. But with all that being said, guys, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you want me to comment next or cover next, and I'm out. Peace.